Coming to theaters this Friday on April 16th is a horror film that riveted audiences at the Sundance Film Festival, directed and written by Ben Wheatley. This is my review of In the Earth. We follow a scientist and a park scout who venture deep in the forest for a routine equipment run as the world searches for a cure to a disastrous virus. This is very much a COVID film, allegorically speaking, and is probably the best one we've seen thus far. This is not a film that satisfies itself with just looking at what we see in front of our eyes and just make something that has that. The film actually sits down and thinks about the deeper questions and the long-run questions that we will have to face once this whole nightmare is over. But being a Ben Wheatley film, I was excited. But before we dive any deeper into this review, I want to know your thoughts. If you've seen In the Earth, if you're excited to see In the Earth, if you love Ben Wheatley as a filmmaker, let me know all that in the comments. Start the conversation. It's the most important part. And while you're down there, make sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't. It does wonders to get my content out there, whether it be these movie reviews or trailer reactions, anime reviews, all that sort of great geeky stuff. In the Earth is a phantasmagorical experience. It's a nightmare-fueled, panic and paranoia-inducing thrill ride. I loved every second of it. It's abrasive, it's very aggressive in its visuals and in its sound design, and oh my god, the sound design in this film is stellar. It feels like it's from another world in terms of its sheer quality and what it does for the story to give you that sense of sinistry. And it constantly kept me on the edge of my seat because it does a wonderful job at transporting you into this world with these characters out there in the wild, in the unknown, not knowing what is going to happen. And Ben Wheatley's direction and the collaboration with his cinematographer make this film look beautiful despite the feelings you are having. They are just horrifying when it comes to this film. This is basically a movie that says don't mess with Mother Nature, but like on steroids. It is a psychedelic visual spectacle with gory philosophical themes that talks about humanity's relationship with nature up until now and how it should evolve to preserve the future. I really love what Ben Wheatley has to say when there's not studio constraints around him. Rebecca! Sorry. There is something to say, however, that the film doesn't feel wholly satisfying by the end. It feels like it lacks a concrete point, so to speak. The film approaches a lot of interesting themes, but it doesn't really come to a conclusion about them, it feels. It's one of those films that, yes, I love how ambiguous you are as a whole, but I would have liked a proper ending to feel satisfied with this experience. Wheatley also decides to introduce at least the possibility of supernatural involvement, I believe, to induce even more paranoia in the characters and in the audience, but I felt that by the end that did nothing. The film worked fine with that, so it was an unnecessary inclusion of uncertainty. It is an experience that nonetheless I do recommend because it is unlike anything I have seen in recent years. I am such a huge fan of Ben Wheatley as a filmmaker. I think he says interesting things in very interesting ways, and sci-fi horror seems like it's right up his alley. One performance that I do want to praise and single out is Reece Shearsmith, who plays Zach. This dude is sensational. You watch this movie and you go to check out the actor's IMDb, you do not believe they're the same person, but it's such a tremendous performance, it deserves all the praise that comes its way. In the Earth is a fierce return to form from Ben Wheatley, who crafts an ambitious, atmospheric, phantasmagoric treat for all his fans and horror fans especially. I'm giving In the Earth a B+. Now, what did you think of In the Earth? If you've seen it, if you want to see it, drop all your thoughts in the comments below and engage in the conversation. That's the most important part. I cannot wait for you all to see this one. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for more reviews throughout this week of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Invincible, Shaman King, and all that sorts of great geeky stuff. I cannot wait to see you in those. Thank you so much once more. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies.